Good evening. My name's Andy Carr, C-A-R-R. I'm the Grounds Maintenance Manager for Finesse Leisure Limited. And I'll be chairing the meeting this evening, so if the microphone goes too far away from my mouth and you can't hear me, I'm the one to blame. Okay, and hopefully I'll be handing the microphone around to everybody where they can speak to you and answer any questions later. So thanks everybody for coming along this evening. The meeting here is to discuss the plans for felling of the poplar trees. This meeting is to provide the general public, park users and anyone concerned about the tree felling and replanting to give them a chance to understand the decision and the background, and also a chance for you to ask questions here and to present your view. First of all this evening I'd like to introduce my colleagues. On my right here I have Stuart Trower, who is the Operations Director of Finesse Leisure. I also have with us this evening Carol Rigby, who is the Head of Community Service for Welwyn and Hatfield Council. Next to Carol, but one I think, we have Anne MacDonald, Head of Landscape and Ecology, Welwyn and Hatfield Council. We have Claire Lilly, who is our Tree Officer Northern for Welwyn and Hatfield Council. And finally we have Colin Last, who is the Principal Arboriculturalist for ACF.
What's ACF?
ACF, sorry, let me ask.
Yeah, we're arboricultural consultants.
Is that clear track? Is that clear track?
The trading division of Clear.
Yeah, the trading division of Clear Track.
Right.
Okay.
Did you do the original report 2 years ago?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, let me just give you a bit of an idea of the agenda for the meeting. After this introduction, we will have some sort of some words from the consultant where he will take us through his report. If you like, and I think it's probably quite good to do it, we'd like to go over to the poplar trees to actually look at them at the same time, so we can have a walk around there, and Colin will give us a summary of his report. After that we'll come back to here, and our arborist will give us some details on the background and the replanting plans as well, and some other ideas as well. Then from there we will go on to a question time, which will kind of, I think, probably be from about 7:15 to 8 o'clock, something like that. And hopefully we'll be able to get all of your questions in and your thoughts in. Any questions that we can't, or we have difficulty in answering this evening, we will take your names and addresses and we will make sure those questions are answered to you. Let me just give you a little bit of a background to this, to this evening's meeting and to the decision, and then we will go on to the arborist's report. In the summer and autumn of 2006, Finesse commissioned a report from an independent consultant on the condition of the poplar trees in the north and south car parks. After discussing the report with the council, they then sought a second opinion from another consultant, Bristwood and Toms, which detailed a very similar conclusion.
Contractors, not consultants, contractors.
The resulting reports advised that on health and safety grounds and via an assessment of the risks, the poplars needed major work within the next 2 years. Welwyn Hatfield Council, in partnership with Finesse Leisure, considered all of the consultants' options and their advice and decided together that the risk was far too great for the trees to remain, and that our ultimate responsibility had to be for the facilities and for the safety of its users. That's just a little bit of a background to it. What we'd like to do next is actually walk over to the poplars and look at the poplars while we're over there, and pass you over to Colin. Okay.
Andy?
Sorry.
Anywhere, can we just get something quite clear before we put the timer this evening? You started off saying you were here to explain your decision. Are we not having a consultation on this or not? Because we will come here this evening and put our time in, and presumably we'll go on to do so with other feedback and comments.
I'm not going to ask
What's the point in doing that? We're starting with a decision.
I think, as I've said in my first part of the introduction this evening, we're here to give you the background details of the decision this evening at the public meeting. So what we'd like to do is answer all of your questions at the end of this meeting, once we've been round to talk to him.
People want to know, the question there to summarise is, have you already made the decision to chop down 700 trees, or are we here to hear different viewpoints and help shape a decision?
A decision that's made on vested interest.
Are you going to cut down 700 trees?
It seems to me there's no point in going over there and looking at the trees if you've already made a decision. If this is not a consultation,
This is
why we're here.
Sorry, if you'd like to just let me answer the question, okay? And it was in my introduction there to you as well. The decision has been made to remove the trees.
How many?
Who has made
700
the decision?
trees.
Is it Finesse Leisure or the council or both? Can we be clear who is making the decision?
It's been a joint decision that we've made to remove the trees.
Whose legal liability is it to cut the trees down? Who's the one who's anxious about their safety?
I think jointly we're anxious about their safety. So
So how are we telling Hatfield Borough Council filling its obligation to actually go through a consultation process when what we're hearing this evening is that there is no consultation process, it's just a relaying of a decision that's been made.
What difference exactly will any comments that are made make? I mean, what use will you put? What's the point?
Absolutely, we're here to let off steam, we might as well do it now.
it's a public meeting tonight to give you background information.
This should have been done beforehand. It should have been done at least 2 years ago by your own states when the first report was undertaken.
At the end of the meeting, we'd like to discuss all the questions that you have, but right at the moment, we'd like to give you background information to the decision.
On who wants to go and walk and see the trees that we already know? Put your hand up if you'd like to go over for a walk and see the trees.
We saw the
Or
trees,
get
but
on
we
the
can't
walkway.
go to them so
Who
down.
would like to go and see the trees? Anybody?
The report. Let's go and the report.
Anybody wants to go and see the trees?
no.
Can we continue the meeting?
Okay, we're quite happy for us to detail the report to you now.
Mr. Chairman,
And
Mr.
yes,
Chairman,
please.
when you're talking about safety, can you outline what the safety you're talking about? What safety? Are they unsafe? Are the trees unsafe? Because poplars can be pollarded. There is no need to take them out. You can pollard them to a degree of safety.
I think it's fair to say we'd like to give you the report first, and then we'd like to answer the questions afterwards. I think that's, if we can keep to that schedule. Okay. So could we ask Colin now to talk about the report?
Yeah, if I just take you through the report which I wrote when I looked at the trees a couple of years ago. If I just sort of take you through the sort of thought processes that sort of led us to be concerned about the trees. Firstly, just a few facts about longleaf poplars in general, really. I think
They're tall.
they are tall, yes. I think
They can be pollarded.
They're quite attractive.
I think it's useful to say that they're quite, it turns to be they're quite sort of, they're not very long-lived trees. They grow very rapidly in the early years, and it has been attempted in the past to plant them to give a quick screen.
I think the arborists are making a very good job of this.
They are very prone to breakage of their limbs as they become mature. In evolutionary terms,